Hi all, just waiting for people to join. I'm still here. That looks sideways, don't it? Oh well. What we're going to do today... Hi all, just waiting for people to join. I'm still here. How do I get to messages? Sharon, you're going to have to tell me when the messages are up because I ain't got a clue. What we're going to do today... Oh, God, turn the sound down on this one. Broadcast interrupted when I'm trying to turn the sound down. There we go. Broadcast interrupted when I'm trying to... Right, hopefully I've got it. Right, hopefully I've got it. There's 2 people watching. 3. There's 2 people watching. Oh, I got awful feedback. Yeah. Yeah, please, Jack, and then you can tell me. Hopefully. Right. What we're making today is this. Now, what I've done is an MDF tag, and I've coloured with Arteza pencils. It's a digital stamp, so you download it by sheepski designs. I'll put the link up yesterday so you can download it. This is just acrylic paint as a background, and these are Arteza pencils, colour pencils for the the image itself. So what I'm going to show you now is how I foil the image onto MDF. You don't really have to foil the image neither. You can draw it or whatever. You can put the image onto anything you like, but I thought she looked so beautiful. So here we go. I hope you like it. I can't see a thing anybody's writing. Let me see if I can do it this way. Saying comments are off. Oh, hang on. Hi Carol, Mama. Hi Sharon. Hi Lisa. Hi all. So hopefully I can see now what you're writing. Now what I'm doing is I'm warming up my foil quill in my scanning cut. I got some foil, as you can see, just a bit. It's in pink. This I got from Jean King, so she's absolutely fantastic for all your foiling, hot foiling and what have you. This was a reasonable price as well, so I can't go wrong with that. So what I'm going to do, I've scanned my image in. I will delete it after because I don't know the copyright after it, so I will delete it after, and all I'm going to do is place my foil, that's a bit too wide, on no, that'll do, save messing, on my tag. Now I like to do my corners. Just a bit. Hi, Jan. She's very good though, Carol, I will say that. I don't want to knock you, so. And I got this mat. So I use this especially from Pollyanna's cutting mat. From Pollyanna. Absolutely brilliant. So you can just stick down whatever you want, but you can also stick the mat and use it itself. So that's all the 4 corners done. I like to secure my foil as much as I can. I'm trying to walk you through this. Oh, it's brilliant. You won't regret it, Elisa. I'm trying to find... There it is. Just a little bit more tape. You've got to get it as tight as you can, so it's easier to foil. Pull it out. There you go. Can you see now? That's going to be beautiful to foil. Didn't need that bit. So I've turned my scanning cut on. And I'm going to load this. Okay. Oh, I've got the tape there. Oh, it's going to play up now, isn't it? Because I haven't got the light on it. I promise you it was working. No, I don't want to know today for some reason. What's going on underneath there? You know what? I'm going to have to put it in different place, so I don't think it's going to stay. So bear with me, folks, please. It's been playing up for quite a while. Pollyanna mats do work because I just used it this morning. I cleaned everywhere as well. See, it's not even recognising it for the mat. Excuse me, folks. Right, let's see if it takes this one now. Has anybody had this problem before where the scanning cut just don't want to go in? There we go. We have lift off. Sorry about that, folks. So I go into pattern, save data, machine, and I bring the woman in. Okay, and now I'm going to scan. Hopefully this goes under. Yep, because I'm using a different one. No. It's not scanning it. This is really going on my goat. Right, you will do. Right, so now we're going to scan. Move this out the way, folks. And then it comes up where it is, so I go into select all, okay, cancel, okay, select all, and we join them all together. And then, am I moving you? See, I don't want to. And we go over to where I want it. See if that's okay. Processing. I'm just enlarging the image to see. Yep, that's fine. That's going on there, okay. As far as I can see. Okay, right, now I click OK, OK, and we click draw. Now I'm going to cut out some fresh foil for you. And remember, Jean King, the woman for your foil. I'm not working for her or plugging her or anything else, but I do recommend her. Cut your foil down to size. Whoever that is can go away. I think it might be your dad. Always the way. I do apologise. I've been waiting all morning for my girls to be quiet and they couldn't. So now you know this is under there, as you can see. Morning all, morning Susan. Just making sure it's okay to rock and roll. Right, now we're going to draw. guys. And as you can see, I'm foiling onto the MDF. It comes out lovely. So I've just done it a bit bigger than that one, but you can do it any size you want really. Different ways of using your foil and quill really, isn't it? Considering everybody's saying I can't sell it. So it's just waiting now, or waiting game, so just bear with us. And I hope you like the results. Oh no, something's happening. Why is that happening? Oh, that's why I've done it too big, and it's catching it when it's coming back up. So that's my fault. Never mind. I can see why it's happening. Can you see there where it's ripping? There. That's because I had it, there's the edge, and the foil and quill was trying to get back up. But never mind, I can work with what I've got. Unplug that. But that's what we've got so far. Can you see? I can work with that. I think it gives a great look. Now, my good people, we are bringing in pencils. And we are using Arteza, can you see? Expert Arteza colour pencils. This one is the wrong colour because that's a passion fruit. And I keep them all in a case. I've got the 120. They're lovely to work with. Is that earth red? I use, that's a garnet red. I use an earth red, that one, an apricot, and peaches and cream. That's an apricot. Can you see? There's no apricot, earth red, peaches and cream, and also I use the cream itself to go over. So what I do, it's missed the nose out, so it looks a bit tacky, but never do mind. Can I zoom this in? No, I'm going to have to get you down. There we go. Right, we go over the earth red. So light at first, because you're going to go over a few times. The nose is there, so come out a bit. neck. See, that don't bother me, these little bits. That was my own fault, and I apologise for that. And we go over with the apricot. Is this the apricot? Yeah. And you go over the top of the earth red, and you slightly come out. Can you see the difference there? Just little circles. Only lightly, you don't go too hard, because if you go too hard you ain't going to be able to. That's the nose there. When I scanned it into the scan and cut, it missed out all the finer details, so I apologise for that. But this is the real image of Emmy's hat, which is absolutely gorgeous. You can do so much with her. Right, apricot. Just go over all your darker pieces, as you do. Then you get your peaches and cream, and you go over the top of all of this, what you've just done, lightly. You've got to figure out yourself where your light source is coming from. And then you go over the whole top very lightly, like so. And there you go. Right, and then you go over it all over again. So you get your earth red, very lightly, coming down the nose. Out through there, down here. See, this is my fault, so please take no notice of that, because I've done the image too big. It was coming off. Then I'll go to apricot and go over the top of that again. So it's blending it all in very lightly. Remember to do it lightly. And then again with peaches and cream over everything, but very lightly over the light patches. And these are the Arteza pencils. Now I use a peony pink, don't know if you can see that, the peony pink for the cheeks. And you got to think how that's going to come out very lightly. You don't put no pressure on whatsoever on the cheeks. you go over again with the peaches and cream. Just to blend it out. Try to see if anybody's saying anything. Oh, a lot of people watching. And then you go over the whole lot with cream. And this blends everything together. I don't know how it's looking. Thank you, Sharon. Only 3 people watching that. Thought we'd do Facebook so I'd get more on it. Need a bit more definition around here. There you go. Now I use a blue for her eyes, and because she's only tiny eyes, you don't need to use a lot. Might go a bit dark at the top. There you go. And I use the pink again for her lips. Now for the hands, this is because this picked up a strand of hair that was supposed to be in the hat, and that's supposed to be it. Well, going in, you couldn't have her wearing gloves. That's the earth red and the apricot. Excuse my girls. Peaches and cream. Very lightly all over, and then the cream. You blend in the cream after you finish doing all your shading. With the hands, it don't take a really lot to shade in. Right, so that's that done for the face. Now I'm going to move on to the hat. With the hat, I used, excuse me, these 3 colours and a white. These are carmine red, watermelon pink, or white and the peony pink. So you go where the light source is and what have you, but you just come out slowly because that's where the darkish source is. With a carmine red. Then you go over watermelon pink. Just make sure your pencils are sharpened enough. Only lightly at first. No need to any pressure at the moment. Light. And now you use the peony pink over. I might have used the fuchsia because this is a bit the same colour. Let me see. Yeah, I think I did. There we go. And don't forget to go over the top of it all, so you're blending it all together. And then you go back over again. Darkest colour first. I always use the darkest colour first, but it's up to you what you do. Some people go light to dark. I've changed the watermelon for a fruit punch. Over the top of that carmine red. And then over the top of all of that, the peony pink. Slightly. Can you see it ever so slightly over the top of all of that? There you go, and that's the inside, and there's a little bit here which I do the same, dark red and fruit punch. And at the top here, use the dark red. Well, it's not dark red, it's carmine red. And then the fruit punch. You can't see it. Let me see if I can get you any lower. I'm finding it difficult to see. Oh, it's too low. How's that? Can you see now? Right, now I'm going over with the fruit punch. You go over everything you've done. Take this over. And you go all over with the fruit punch where you think the darker shades are. Then you use the peony pink and you start all over there, just lightly at first, and you lightly, and you see it starts to blend nicely together. over the top of the fruit punch, and then you just bring it out very lightly, because don't forget this is the light sauce coming in now. And you go over it all lightly. Can you see I'm hardly touching it? There you go. And then we do it all again. Right, you do the carmine red. And when you do it over a second time, you think, oh yeah, that can go a bit further and stuff like that. Right down there. And then the fruit punch. Over the top. Blending it in. And don't forget this is on MDF, so it's going to look a bit grainier than what it would if it was on a card or what have you. So, and then peony pink over everything. And it blends in beautifully. I must say these pencils are lovely to work with. They do blend in nicely. And then lightly over. There you go. Happy with that. And then you use the red again, carmine red, in the corners. Can you see that? And then fruit punch over the top. The reason I like using pencils is because you can take your time in blending. You couldn't spend this long on alcohol markers because they're bleeding everywhere, and so I do personally prefer pencils. And then you just take this out to where you want it to go, and then peony pink over the top of everything. I remember Mr. Perry, my art teacher, who used to sit for hours teaching me how to colour. So what do you think now? His work done good. And then lightly over your light sauce, very lightly. Because you don't want to lose your light spots. And then back again. And then fruit punch. As you can see, they do blend beautiful. over everything again with peony pink. Very lightly. There you go. I'm happy with that. That is a hat done. Let me lift you up a bit. There you go. So that is all her hat shaded in, her skin. And now her hair. Let's see what colour to do her hair. I know I use that colour. And I use that colour, and I also use rice. Other colour, cream. Cream, where are you, cream? Right, I do use earth red. Oh. I will try Carol. Just in the dark areas, I'll just put a bit of earth red, just to give it some definition and shade and shadow. Where it didn't foil was my fault if you've just joined in. It's because I had the image too big for the tag. I'm going to have to check my foil quill. And then I use the lemon very, very lightly. Very lightly with the lemon. Over the top with the earth red, so very lightly down here, very lightly all over. And you can get it a bit darker. There. 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 Where there's shade, you can go a bit darker with the lemon. Go back over the earth red. And I'll just mess around till you're happy. And then I go over the whole lot of this with the cream. And that sort of blends it all in. Right, that's the hair done, for me anyway. Now for the background. Let me show you what I use. For the background effect, for this, I used acrylic paints, just 3 different colour paints. So I'm going to show you how I've done this. I need baby wipes, I need acrylic paints, I'm using a red, cardamom red, ultramarine and a primary yellow. So, and this is how I do it. Get my baby wipes out and I use the blue first. Oh, did I get you out of focus? I apologise. Only a tip. You just, can you see? Might be a bit too much. Just to blend it in. Right, now I need the red. And I'll go in this corner with the red. The moment it don't look okay, but hopefully it will do. Bit of yellow. Bit of yellow up here. And then you get a baby wipe and then just smudge it in so it blends and gives you different tones. So it looks more like an ink. So that's that so far. Now what I'll do is the opposite this side, the blue here. And then the red at the top. If anybody's into mixed media or they're journaling, oh god, this would be ace for journaling. And then your yellow. Try not to get it on the image, but I can't guarantee that, because 9 times out of 10 I will. But use your acrylic paints to your advantage and use them like inks, an ink pad, because you can do that with a baby wipe. Just put blue there, because I don't want red next to the pink, because it needs to be broken up. So now again, baby wipe, and blend. Not too hard, just enough, and you get some beautiful colours. Be careful at the top because I can see this going onto the hat. Just put a bit here. There you go. Now all I do to finish it off is a white gel pen. Just little dots, just to take the bareness away. Keep going, and you do as many as you want. Shaking up a white dot there. And that, my people, is that. And I hope you like it or have learned something from this. There you go. To the exact same. Thank you, Andrea, and thank you for the most gorgeous image to be able to use on this. So I hope you have fun. Don't forget, I put the link up yesterday for the image. Absolutely stunning. You can do it in any size and on any media with anything now. As you can see, this is foil on an MDF with her image. You can do anything. The world is your oyster, and I really hope you enjoy using it just as much as I did. The mixed media you can do with her, or you can just do a classy birthday card, anything, a wedding card with this. Oh yes, so anything, absolutely anything. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I've gave you some hints and tips on the pencils, and I'll speak to you again all very soon. Take care. Bye.